Hey, Cowboy Nation, this Cowboys Pride. Let's get into some football talk. I want to talk to you about something I've heard about over the year. I've heard over the years, and it came up again today, and I just really want to talk to you about it. And what it is I heard somebody uh, say to me that football players get paid way too much money uh, to play a sport that they love. And today's time frame, everybody's talking about money and how much each person getting paid and all like this. I think it's a good time just to talk about this particular point. Uh, Football players get paid way too much money to play a sport they love. They love to play. Interesting enough. Interesting enough. What I want to first say is that NFL players are not just playing a sport. This is their profession. This is why they're called professionals. This is their profession, meaning this is their job. And if you look on this page right here, profession is simply a job that requires specialization. You know, and sometimes it calls for extensive work and preparation to be prepared for that particular job. But at the end of the day, it is a job, not just a sport. This is people's careers. This is careers, and just not some type of hobby that people are doing. And I think people get that confused. There's a business side of this, and like every other, and every job that you go on, uh, pay and salary or points of negotiation and fair points of negotiation when you're leasing out your talents to an employer. And so I think that I think that should be the first point that we talk about. You're not just playing sport. This is a job, a business for the business and these guys are professionals at professional levels. It's no longer a sport. The other thing is we're talking about here uh, the occupation that requires uh, extremely high preparation, and it is a very rare commodity to find an NFL player. How rare is to find an NFL player? Uh, well, well, let's just look at the probability of becoming an NFL player. That's what I want. That's what I want to do. Just real quick. Just real quick. Probability of becoming an NFL player. Stay with me, Cowboy. Let's stay with me, Cowboy Nation. These are important points. High school senior players who are going to play NCAA men's football, about somewhere about 6%, and high school players that are eventually drafted by an NFL team, uh, we looking at uh, we're looking at 0.9%. Um, and looking at that number, we're looking at uh, less than 1%. I said it again, less than 1% of all high school players, less than 1% of all high school players that have a dream and desire one day to become an NFL player. Less than 1% actually make it. Now, if you finish 4 years of NCAA ball, you got a 1.6 chance in making it. A 1.6 chance in making it. Now, and this is pretty telling. This is pretty telling uh, right here. That's about the chance you have of having an IQ above 150. It just doesn't happen very often, and because most people like simple things. Most people like simple things, and people like uh, charts. Pretty easy to read. You can just look at this. This is pretty clear to me. pretty clear to me. If you look at the high school football players, 1 million, 310 seniors. I mean, and out of the players, out of the high school players, about 6% go to NCAA, and out of those, a lot of those players, 1.6% actually make to them, actually make it. But if you think about it, there are 774 college programs uh, just run every year. Just run every year. 774. Let's just say we put 53 people into those programs. If we put 53 people into those programs. If we put 53 people into those programs, that comes out to about 40,000 players a year. And in the draft, they select 255 people. This is talking about a very rare talent that you have to have in order to make it uh, to the NFL level. And then once you get there, you're playing. The probability is that you're going to play more than 3 years. It's not good. The lifeline 3 years is about the lifespan of an NFL player once you make it. And so when you have this kind of specialized skill and you're such a rare commodity, of course you demand a lot of money. You demand a lot of money um, for your skill sets. Now, the other thing I want to mention is that the NFL is not just in the sports business. The NFL is in the entertainment business. The NFL puts on a national televised show across the country every week. A 3 hour performance, complete with media marketing and the whole line. And so that puts them in the sports entertainment business, and in the entertainment business, not just sports business. Now, when we look at it, and when we look at it, we always got something. We always got something to say about NFL players making money. Let's look at what an actor would get paid. What an actors get paid. What an actor would get paid. If we're looking at actors, the highest paid actor is making $239 million. George Clooney, Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, making $124 million. I mean, if you're going down to the list, the 10th highest paid is 34 million. It's $34 million in the entertainment business, and so we'll pay these guys. We'll pay these guys $81 million, 240 million to produce movie, just to produce a 2 hour movie for us. 1 2 hour movie for us. But our football players go in week after week for 16 weeks, producing a 3 hour show, 16 weeks. And when you look at their salaries, you look at the salaries of the NFL players, if I can find it, if you look at the salaries of the NFL players, let's look at it. Um, the highest paid. You're looking at the highest paid players right here. Matthew Stafford and Kirk Cousins and Andrew Luck. And this is a little bit. I'm not really liking that. Here we go, right here. This makes more sense. This makes more sense right here. We're looking at Aaron Rodgers at $33 million, $18 million for Odell Beckham Jr. Just looking at the different players here. Well, I ain't liking this at all. Let's do this here. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this here. Because Yeah. Yeah, so you look at these players right here. So you look at these players right here. 29 million, 29 million, 29 million, 27 million, 26 million, 26 million. Uh, you got a QB, you got a QB here with multiple, you got a QB here with multiple Super Bowls, making 26 million. But we got something to say. But we got some, but we got something to say about the salaries in the NFL. Uh, just looking at the deal, just looking at the deal with Russell Wilson, just signed a $35 million deal. Looking at the Carson Wentz, just signed a $32 million deal. But when you compare it to what they make in the entertainment industry, I don't really see what the problem is. I don't see what the problem is. Um, I mean, because these are rare talents, rare commodities, and um, you're lining up across the NFL, 1,698 players every year. That is all. So is these guys is these guys really making too much money? Is these guys really making too much money? Well, you can make an argument they're making too much. You can make an argument they're making too much money, but it's certainly not. You can make an argument they're making too much money, just on sheer principle. But it's not. It's not unprecedented. It's not unprecedented in the business, in the entertainment business, that these are the salaries of people, man, with rare talents and skill sets across the world, and there are people, man, that get paid much more for skill sets and talent than these NFL players. And let's not remember, and let's not forget that these NFL players are actually doing something that's hazardous to their health, that requires a great deal of abuse of their body, a great deal of abuse of their body. They lay it on the line. They're great risks to themselves to put on these shows. Now, and anytime you go into a profession or anytime you go into a situation, go into a job that's going to require danger, typically those type of jobs pay a little bit more money. If you're a coal miner, those jobs usually pay a little bit more money. If you blasting dynamite, those jobs typically pay a little bit more money. You got to climb into a skyscraper to change a light bulb. Those jobs you typically pay more money for the risk inherent with the job. So let's keep that in mind before we start saying that these guys are getting paid too much money to play a sport. Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense to me um, on the level. It don't make any sense to me on the level and principle and the premise that these guys, man, are actually going out there and producing and doing what they're supposed to be doing. Okay, Cowboys, bro, thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for checking me out. I appreciate your support. I'm out.